G'day Crustacean Nation, SirPrawnalot here with another video. In this video we're going to be going over a tank that I set up a couple weeks ago. So the tank that I'm scaping in is 45 centimeters deep and wide, and it's 35 centimeters tall, so it's almost a cube. It's really nice, so I like the extra sort of lowness to it and the wideness. And I'm just using some Seiryu stone and some driftwood, along with a bit of ADA aqua soil for the substrate with some sand. And I did make a bit of a mistake of not washing the sand. The sand is ADA La Plata sand. Big fan of this sand. I've used it in my shrimp tanks before and I just really love it. It's really nice. So going into this scape, I knew I wanted to do kind of like an archway, but I really wanted to get the rocks in there and sort of build it up high and deep. And I've never really done a scape like this. Usually my scapes are quite just like one way, sort of in a line or something. So it was really fun to actually have a crack at this, and I was lucky enough to get a piece of driftwood that sort of got an archway in it, which helped quite a lot. And I ended up using 2 bits of driftwood, which sort of made the archway a bit better and made it a bit more branchy. It didn't just look like I had placed a log there. Played around with some of the rock formations quite a bit because I had a lot of rocks to work with. I wanted to get the most, bang for my buck with the rocks. So I sort of just kept throwing them in, taking them out as I usually do. Getting some different ideas, but I didn't really plan this one out. A lot of my older ones or older scapes that I've done, I've sort of planned out. This one was a bit more just, let's see what I can do with the archway in mind. So for some reason when I was adding my sand, I decided to wash the sand in the bag that it came in. This is a horrible idea. Definitely recommend washing it in a bucket and then just like scooping it out of the bucket or pouring it out of the bucket. Instead I washed it in the bag, gave it like a half a rinse, and it still had all of the really fine particles in it. It was not a good wash at all, so I had to deal with that. So I've used a bit of Valsinaria, some Java Fern and some Anubias Nana. Those little bits are all from my tanks. I also purchased a bit more Anubias Nana and some micro Java Fern just for that archway to sort of cover it. And I also grabbed some moss to put on the driftwood as well to sort of cover up a bit of the woodiness and give it some more texture. This is my first time using super glue with the plants and sort of gluing bits and pieces together. And I sort of failed a bit. I managed to get glue all over my fingers, bits of plant all over my fingers. So I did have to throw away a few plants that I sort of teared in half and things. It's just one of those things that I'm not used to, so I started putting glue everywhere. It was got a bit messy, but the end result was I was pretty happy with it and I think it worked out okay. So I just went ahead and started gluing bits of plant in areas that I thought worked. I tried to go for more of like the corners and the edges and things like that. Just bits where wood would connect with other wood, or there was sort of a good spot. It's hard to really explain how I chose the spots, but I did. And then when I got to the moss, I sort of just put the moss in the rest of the empty places just to fill in those areas. So I don't have a final look at this tank yet because I really want the tank to grow in and have all those plants grow across that wood and stuff. I will say now that the Valsinaria did get booted out. I wasn't a fan of where it was, and I think I'll fill that in with some other plants. But I'm really happy with its progress and I can't wait to give you guys an update on it. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.